Welcome to another episode of Know Your Anime. Today we are going to continue our recap on campfire cooking in another world with my absurd skill. Previously, we saw that a griffin approaches them and starts talking. He requests Fel to fight him, so that the griffin can become the next leader of their pack. Fel agrees to fight him, but Mukohda orders him not to kill the griffin. A serious fight begins between the two, with both of them using their skills, but it looks like the griffin is no match for his powers, and Fel is easily able to defeat him. After the fight ends, Mukohda rushes towards the griffin, and heals him using the recovery potion created by Sui. Just as he starts to feel pathetic, Mukohda points out that the griffin actually managed to land a hit on Fel, and this makes him happy, since he is now accepted as a leader by his group. The griffin gives his feather to Mukohda while bidding farewell, and promises to never harm him while passing the area. After traveling for 1.5 months, they finally cross the forest, and head towards the Kingdom of Reijseger. When Doggy finds out that their meat storage is soon going to run out of meat, he rushes toward their destination. Suddenly they encounter a group of bandits attacking a carriage of travelers, and Mukohda orders him to save those people, in exchange for a delicious meal later on. Quite motivated upon hearing this, Fel charges straight into the fight, and with one loud roar, he is able to stop everyone from whatever the heck they were doing. The bandits drop their weapons, and they are tied up by the adventurers. Old Man Lambert is grateful to Mukohda for saving him, as well as his group of adventurers, called Phoenix. Looks like they are heading towards Karelina, which is a city situated northwest of Leonhardt, and they all agree to travel together towards their destination. While traveling, the adventurers start gossiping about the rumors of Fel being a great wolf, instead of a Fenrir. Mukohda is shocked to hear that rumors can travel so quickly, and he learns that the guilds use teleportation magic tools, in order to send and receive information quickly. Mukohda thinks that everyone considers Fel to be dangerous because of its powers, and he tries to stay away from the noble dipshits, in order to live peacefully. They camp at night, and Fel threatens Mukohda to keep his promise of feeding tasty foods, after the fight was over. Mukohda agrees, and takes them to a desolate place, away from the adventurers, and starts cooking. Since there are only small pieces of meat left from various monsters, he decides to cook them as an assorted variety of fried meat, just like the ones you get at KFC. He marinates the meat using different types of seasoning, after which, he starts frying the meat until they are golden brown, and a heavenly collection of various fried meat is ready. Sui likes the fried chicken, and starts eating with both hands, while Fel doesn't even try to take his mouth out of the bowl. The delicious smell of his cooking reaches everyone else, and they all gather around him, begging him to feed them. They all start eating the food like a homeless person, who has been hungry for a month, and Mukohda uses his express cooking technique, to keep up with their orders. After filling up their bellies, they thank him for the delicious food, and as always, there is nothing left for him to eat. The group leader takes on the duty of the night watch, but we all know, they don't need to do that, while Fel is around. The next day, Mukohda arrives at Karelina, which is the 5th largest city of Leonhardt, and he finds out that Old Man runs a leather-producing business. He promises to visit his shop, before he goes off to the Adventurers Guild with these meatheads. At the guild, he finds out that he has been deregistered as an adventurer, since he hasn't taken any mission for the past month. With no other choice, he registers himself as an adventurer, as well as his newly formed familiar, the slimy fuzzball. I wonder why every useless background character acts like this against a slime. Next he goes to sell the monsters that his familiars hunted, and the Phoenix group joins them, since they are curious about his hunt. They are absolutely shocked after seeing the shit ton of high-rank monsters that he has hunted, and the butcher is quite excited to show off his skills. The Phoenix group is speechless when they realize that they were eating up the rare delicious monsters yesterday, and start apologizing to him immediately. Mukohda stops them from apologizing, since he doesn't feel bad about it, and ensures them that he has a shit ton of meat in his reserve. At night, while resting in his room, Goddess Ninrir suddenly starts talking to him, and complains about how he has forgotten the duties of serving her amazing desserts all year round. He quickly opens up his Amazon, and orders multiple puddings and jelly cups for the beautiful goddess, and delivers them using his Prime services. She shouts yoo-hoo after receiving the delicious pudding cups from him, and once again, she is amazed by how good it tastes. Meanwhile, we see that Goddess Blondie, Blue, and Red are spying on her daily activities. The next day, while they are looking at the mission board to select a quest, Fel tells him multiple times to choose the goblin hunting quest, so that they can go to the sea quickly. But Mr. Pissy Pants strictly denies choosing such a dangerous mission. When Mukohda asks his reason about wanting to go to the sea, Fel proudly tells him that he wants to try out delicious kinds of seafood, like the kraken and the sea serpents. Since he is not able to convince him, Fel tricks Sui to speak up, and Mukohda realizes that Fuzzball here is a killing machine that wants to go pew-pew on the goblins. Mukohda can't refuse to the request of our cute little Fuzzball, and they accept the quest of goblin subjugation. When they come across a group of goblin, Sui goes pew-pew on them with his acid, and it seems like they need to cut off Goblin's ear, as proof of the quest being completed. Mukohda is grossed out by this, and while sulking to Fel, a big horde of goblins appear, and Sui goes ham on their ass, pew-pewing them to death. Fel is even successful in finding their settlement, and after Sui begs to fight more, he relentlessly agrees, while being carried away like a little dog. They are able to completely massacre the goblin settlement, and Mukohda is grossed out to his limit of cutting goblin ears. Since they now need to dispose the bodies of the dead goblins, Fel orders Sui to melt all the dead bodies. Seems like Sui has evolved after their last fight with the kobolds, and can now change his size by vibrating like a funky egg. Sui divides itself into smaller pieces, and starts dissolving the dead bodies. Meanwhile, Mukohda and Fel are completely speechless, after seeing his slime powers. Mukohda is a bit concerned about the sudden development of the Fuzzball, and they set up camp for their lunch. Since he is tired and grossed out by today's mission, he orders a variety of hot dogs and sandwiches, using his Prime delivery. While having their lunch, he is somehow depressed about ranking up in just one day, which was supposed to take several months. If you have enjoyed the video so far, you should definitely watch this next. Don't forget to save the playlist, so that you can enjoy the content more easily. Stay safe, and see you in the next one.